What's up?
You are special because today you decided to tune in, and that was the best decision you made today.
The best decision of your day, if not your life.
Yeah.
Welcome.
We've now been back for 2 weeks, almost 3.
Back in the swing, feeling good about it.
What a fucking time we've had since we've been back, y'all.
Busy.
We So first of all, we got these very, very cute cups in Portugal, in Porto.
Cute, right? They're like little nude people.
Look, nude people. But we got back, and pretty much immediately, I started falling apart. I got an extreme migraine for like over 24 hours.
Oh, that's true.
And I used to get migraines all the time when I lived in Colorado, and I really do think that it was probably the altitude for sure and the dryness.
It must have been.
So we move here, great, no migraines. Come back from Portugal, migraine. Don't know why. I go, finally I get like an IV with a bunch of like medicine and stuff to try and help. Barely helps. I think it was the caffeine. I was drinking tea because when I'm in Europe, I'm like, gotta drink the tea. And then I came back and just like quit cold turkey. And I think it's like a mixture of the tea, lack of sleep,
the travel, like the jet lag and all that.
We had a 20-hour travel day coming back. So I think it was just like all of that.
I feel like you're always, whenever you get back from overseas, you're so jostled. So that on top of possibly the caffeine, but you weren't drinking caffeine every day, were you?
Most days. And then I went right back to working in like a hot room. So whatever. So then I get rid of that and I'm like, hell yeah, let's go. Time to like get back on the regular regimen. And then I broke my toe, I think, or like seriously bruised it.
Seriously injured it.
This guest bed that you can't see, it's like straight up wood. It's good quality. And
it's great quality bed.
It was like put back wrong. And so when you pick up one thing, another thing fell, and it fell like from a high height, like all the way directly onto my toe. Had to teach that day and every day after. It's
like a super heavy component combined with the momentum of it like hinging down and falling to the ground. Plus there was like a sharp edge and it just like slammed into her toe.
Sliced my leg and slammed my toe.
But the best part about it all, I was working in my studio, and
that was the best part.
What?
That was the best part.
No, I was working in my studio, and she's on the phone, and I don't even know if I heard a sound or anything. Regardless, I didn't know anything happened. She's talking on the phone and smashes her foot, but she's in the middle of a serious conversation with a friend, and continues the conversation like nothing happened because she didn't want to be rude. And that is so impressive, because I would have been like, I'm so sorry, I gotta go, I think I just broke my foot.
Yeah.
But she hung in there, which is so sweet.
I was like gulping air. So I wouldn't
trying to wrap up this call as quick as possible.
Yeah. I still haven't told her either.
Oh, that it was during the call?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure she'd think it was hilarious.
It doesn't matter, but
yeah,
I was like gulping air, like trying to be like so like supportive and listen and whatever. And then when I got off the phone, I started wailing, and he came out and was like, what happened? I was like, I think I broke my toe.
I was like, it must have been a serious call.
So it was like a gash when I went to work, and then I taught 3 classes. This is over the span of like 4 hours. Come home, I'm like, let's see this puppy. And it's like every color of the rainbow, really big.
Yeah.
Like not, but anyways.
It's doing well now.
It's doing really well now. Just a week later. But anyways, and then we were hosting a friend for 6 nights, which
very shortly after, like a few days later, right?
Which was just no, he came the day I broke my toe.
No, I mean from Portugal.
Portugal, yeah, like a few days after we got back from Portugal. So it's just been like back to back to back.
We went to Rufus du Sol.
Which was amazing.
Absolutely amazing. Shout out Rufus. Yeah. If you guys are fans of We Don't Know Anything, I tip my hat. We love you.
Yeah. It was so good. So it's been like a really, really busy few weeks, but we're back and
we're back in the swing. Oh, sorry, I cut you off.
Go ahead.
And because of like getting back into the swing of like work and stuff, I feel like our podcast schedule was off, but we finally got that last episode off. Check it out. What did we do in the last one?
Travel.
check that one out. And so now we're finally back in the groove and feel good about it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a Friday night. We don't have to wake up too early in the morning tomorrow. Like, chill day tomorrow. It's going to be great.
While everyone's out there, like, getting messed up, drinking, spending money, we're grinding, baby. Look at us.
Never ends. So today we wanted to talk about something very fun. Dreams.
And no, not the Fleetwood Mac triple platinum smash hit. We're talking about actual dreams.
Or like
Elyse.
Sweet Dreams are made of these.
Oh yeah, by Eurythmics.
Which we'll play right here.
Sweet dreams.
We thought it'd be fun to just like talk about dreams and like why do you have weird dreams and what are dreams and all of the things.
Yeah. I'm surprised this hasn't come up earlier. But I'm super pumped to touch on this topic. Truth be told, Elyse did, she's the executive producer. So she does the research and kind of sets the whole, we've talked about this before. She kind of sets the whole agenda. I have no idea what we're going to talk about. And I was like, should I like look up anything on my part? And she said, no. So Cut me some slack. I'm going into it a little blind, but I've had dreams, so I have a little bit of expert experience. Not many, but we'll get into that later.
So dreams, what are they?
Dreams, what are they?
Sequences of images, thoughts, emotions, and sensations that occur in the mind during sleep. They can be vivid, realistic, strange, or confusing, but your most intense dreams will be during your REM sleep, and that stands for rapid eye movement. So your eyes are moving back and forth. And what's interesting is that I haven't really ever like looked this up, but I still spread the word that if you can stop your eyeballs from moving, then your thoughts don't really happen because your thoughts happen when you're looking back and forth. And so, for example, like if I'm meditating and I'm thinking a lot, I try to just stare at like one place, whether that's like both eyes look up to my third eye or just like straight, and it like literally helps me to not think.
I was trying to practice. Am I thinking more with my eyes moving? Yeah.
Well, and it makes sense with the dreams too, where rapid eye movement is what's creating dreams. Because it's starting your,
I guess. I still don't see like the correlation per se. Why? I thought it was just like...
Well, that you start dreaming more when your eyes start rapidly moving.
Well, yeah, there. Like I guess the correlation is that like your brain is busier, right?
Yeah.
And your eyes moving is just like a symptom of that. Well, but I don't think you have dreams because of your eyes. I thought your eyes, that's just part of like that stage of sleep. No?
Yeah.
You're the dream expert.
I'm an expert. So we have like daydreaming versus sleep dreaming. Daydreaming is a mental process where thoughts drift from the present reality to imagined scenarios, fantasies, and reflections of past experiences. Excessive daydreaming is called maladaptive daydreaming.
Interesting. Wait, okay. Thoughts drift from the present reality. That's cool. So my question is as follows, and this could be rhetorical. If you're just like thinking deeply during the day, because there's been times where I space out. When does like it transition from just thinking and being lost in thought to daydreaming, or is it the same thing?
I think it's kind of the same thing, because if it's not currently what you're doing, then it's daydreaming.
Because there's been I do it all the time, and I think everyone does, where you're just like, you're like looking in one thing, and then you're like, whoa,
Yeah.
You get just like caught up.
When you're driving and you're like, how did I get here?
Yeah. That's happened.
Anybody?
Yeah.
Comment below.
You're just on autopilot. I've been there.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of times I daydream when I'm like, or again, I don't know if it's daydreaming. Have you ever like, you're stressed or you're upset, so you're like replaying the thing in your head and like how you maybe could have approached it differently or what you will say, and if there's like an altercation in the future, and then all of a sudden you're just like you're spaced out. I feel like I do that a lot.
Or like Well, they say that between 90 and 95% of all of your thoughts you thought yesterday, which is like such a waste of time. I can't believe that.
Wait. Follow me here. Hold on. If 90 to 95% of your thoughts are what you thought yesterday, then my thoughts of tomorrow are what I thought today, but today is what I thought yesterday. And so on and so forth. So am I just thinking of the same shit every day?
Oh, yeah, that's what they say. They say that like most of your thoughts, period.
No, you only think it's just like, yeah.
Because think about how obsessive you get about like literally everything. Like, oh, that conversation I had, was I a problem in it? Is this person mad at me? Oh, that's why like just nip it in the bud if you can, because you're gonna just keep thinking about it otherwise, literally.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I can imagine your thoughts can like evolve depending on like the point in your life. If you have like, different like projects ahead of you. But even that, if you have I mean, I've been thinking I'm working on a song right now for it. It's like a song for hire, and that's all I'm thinking about every single day, because you're trying to think of like, okay, what do I have to do next? What do I have to do next?
Yeah.
But when it's done, I won't think about it. So that nips your theory in the bud.
Yeah, but then you'll be thinking about the next thing over and over and over. You're probably already thinking about the thing that you're going to think about more.
That's true.
When it's done. Yeah. That's so annoying.
So I may or may not have only thought about like 5 things in my whole lifetime.
Probably. And they say that what we use like 10%, not even 10% of the brain, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Like 5 or 10% of the whole brain.
Yeah. That's why Bradley Cooper killed it in Limitless, because he could use his whole brain.
Or there's that movie Lucy with Scarlett Johansson that I just watched on the plane, and she takes these drugs explode inside of her, and so she can start to access all of her brain, but she ends up turning into like more of a computer, because like emotions are like not needed pretty much.
They're extraneous.
Yeah.
Interesting. Lucy, y'all. So
daydreaming, there's that. I feel like when I catch myself daydreaming, I try to like focus more, which it's still daydreaming, I guess, but more so like planning of like, okay, let's make it beneficial. Like, what in my business do I want to focus on next? Or in
the daydream?
Yeah, like if I'm daydreaming about like literally like a fantasy something, like something that's just like you're saying, like a conversation with someone that's not going to happen, or what if I blah, 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 right? Like not real life. Then instead I try to switch it to something that's effective. Like, okay, I have this class coming up that I need to prepare for. Let's focus on that. And I feel like it like does kind of train my brain to not just be so like flighty and floaty and whatnot.
Yeah, but then you're kind of not, when you're like actively thinking about what to think of, then you're not daydreaming. Because that's the whole point.
Right. I try not to daydream.
Try not to daydream.
That is my point.
Daydreaming, I think, can be, it's not necessarily harmful,
because it's imagined
right?
scenarios, fantasies, and reflections of past experiences. So if I'm only thinking about like work and what I would like to do in work, that's not necessarily a daydream. It's more of like a planning stage,
True. Reminds me of Walter Mitty.
Yeah.
That's a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the pinnacle of daydream movies right there.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one.
Wait, are we going to talk more about dreams?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, okay.
That's next.
Well, because we skipped daydreams, and I was like, what about
because daydreams is like an asterisk, and then yeah. Here we go. So sleep dream types, we have vivid dreams, recurring dreams, which I just learned it's not reoccurring. And
is that
I was today years old when I learned that.
Is that a Berenstain Bears thing?
I mean, it's occurring, so it would be reoccurring, not recurring. Why'd we take out the O?
Yeah, like I said, I had a job that used the term recurring every single day. So since I had that job, I knew it was recurring. But before that, I thought it was reoccurring too. I think it's a common misconception. Also, this might be another time, but now that we're just talking about this, can I just say this on the record? Was all right ever spelled ALRIGHT, one word?
Yeah.
Every time, anywhere you look, it's auto-corrected or it shows that the predominant spelling is ALL space RIGHT.
No.
Yes.
No.
Berenstain Bears.
Berenstain Bears.
It doesn't necessarily, if you spell it, the one word, it doesn't say it's incorrect, but it's not the like common way, I swear. Berenstain Bears.
Berenstain Bears. So vivid dreams, recurring dreams, nightmares, lucid dreams, and fever dreams. So vivid dreams are obviously like super realistic.
Like you're there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a vivid dream, it's like there's got to be crossover because you have nightmares where it feels so real.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyways, continue.
Recurring dreams, obviously dreams that are repetitive that
I know
you keep
yours.
going back to. Mm-hmm. Nightmares, which obviously are something scary in your life or somebody trying to kill you, running away from somebody, what have you.
Classic falling.
Yeah.
Falling.
Lucid dreams, which are when you know that you're dreaming and so you can change the outcome.
People like train to do those.
Yeah. And then fever dreams, which are when you're sick and you like
it's kind of
like a crazy experience.
It's like a hallucination almost, but it's like while sleeping.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So let's break them down, Slexy Poo. What's a vivid dream you remember?
Vivid dream. I don't like remember that many dreams. I do remember, let's just, for the sake of brevity here, good word.
Wow.
I had a vivid lucid dream. I had one lucid dream ever. Where I was in college and we lived in this shitty house in Boulder, me and my homies. And I was down in our like unit. We lived in like the lower like basement unit of this like duplex, this 2-level duplex. And I was in that area and I like looked around and I realized like something wasn't right. I don't remember exactly, but I realized right at that moment that it was a dream. And I started doing backflips in the air and like floating in the air, like floating out backflips just all around the room. And I remember it to this day. So that was my fun lucid dream. Yeah. It was a pretty hard, like, it wasn't anything super like over the top, but it was fun. I was just like, wow, yeah. I'm dreaming.
It's nice that you take advantage of it.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, if you're not going to fall because you're just floating. It was like zero gravity when I wanted it to be. It wasn't like I was floating the whole time, only when I was up in the air. It was pretty cool.
I've had lucid dreams, but it's always when like I'm about to get murdered and then I'm like, this is a dream, I'm not going to die. And then I wake up.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
At least there's that.
Yeah.
You've had that actually?
Yeah, multiple times.
I don't think I've ever had like this is a dream in like nightmares before I like just wake up.
Yeah.
Anyways, spooky.
Yeah. Thank God I wake myself up because that would suck. But I'm like, this isn't going to hurt or like, this is okay because like it's not real kind of thing. That's like my mental state.
You do recurring.
So I have this recurring. I haven't had it in a really long time, actually. Since we've gotten Pip, I haven't really had it. But since we had Bean, our first bunny, which was 10, 11 years ago, I would have dreams that the pets get out and I have to go find them. And so I'm just like chasing the pets around. And it might just be Sprout. It might be, there are a bunch of bunnies that look like Rue and I need to figure out which one is Rue and get her. But then I find out there's like multiple Rues. So I have to get all of the Rues.
Oh, you just know, even though like you just know you got to get all the Rues.
Or like, well, actually, so I had this like vivid dream the other day. It was badass. I was badass.
Go on.
I told you about this. I was in like a different country and there was like a baddie, not like a cool baddie, like a bad person. that was wrapping up 2 people that they had just killed that like leaked the information that I also knew.
Like and wrapping their bodies?
Yeah, in like plastic.
Yikes.
And I was like, gotta get out of here. So I get out of there. And then I go to this like mausoleum type place. And I'm standing there, and me and you had like set bombs to blow up this like government building that was like also corrupt. And we were like linking the 2 metal pieces to make the bomb go off. And then we ran to get to the mausoleum or whatever, and we were watching, and it wasn't going off. And then Sprout goes down the stairs, and then the smoke starts to billow. And so I was like, I need to do this. I need to get her. And so I just like ran through the smoke, reached down, grabbed her, and like pulled her up, and she like, I saved her. No
Sprout.
fear. Then these assassins came, and they were shooting poison darts. And they were like, I was just watching like one by one all these people like drop dead. And then they hit me. I like looked down and they hit me, but I wasn't dying. So I was like, oh, I must have some sort of like immunity to it. So
Naturally.
Then I was using like a mattress to like block and shield all the poison darts. And then I would pick them off myself and stick them into the bad people. And then they were like telling me the secrets as they were dying.
Oh, you were like, where? Like, tell me. And they were telling you?
Yeah.
Like you were.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And so with that one, I didn't have to chase. I guess I still had to chase Sprout. I had to find her, but I knew where she was, and she came with me.
Yeah, it was a short like saving
so that was a little
scene.
bit chiller. But yeah, I've had so many dreams where I just like spend hours upon hours trying to find the dogs. I also have dreams, of course, like last night I had to wake up early to teach at 6 a.m. this morning. So I wake up at 4:50. And I kept having dreams. I was sleeping with an eye mask on. That makes it very dark. And in my dream, it was super light out. And I knew that meant it wasn't 4:50. It was later. And I had slept through my alarm. I have so many dreams where I sleep through my alarm and I don't make it to class, or I get to my yoga class and somebody else is teaching it because I'm so late. Or I go and like people are doing their own thing and everyone's leaving early.
Yep.
Or, you know, the classic, like, I forgot my homework vibe for work. You've had some of those too.
Yeah, I can't.
With like music gigs. Right?
Yeah. I was trying to, like, what borders on a nightmare? Like, is high anxiety and stress, does that border into nightmare?
Probably,
I'm wondering.
yeah.
I guess because I get those all the time. Those are probably the dreams I remember most, are like work, being unprepared for like gigs, or not having the right equipment, or screwing up, and you know, all that. I even still have school dreams, like from college. Like now I'll have ones where I had to like study and I'm not ready, like shit like that.
Yeah,
which is like so lame.
I know.
But
it's the repetitive.
And then you wake up and you're like, why didn't I lucid dream on that? I know, I know I don't need to take a test, which is so sick to not have to take tests once you're out of college.
So sick, yeah.
It's amazing.
It's awesome.
Because at the time you feel like that, it'll never end and it's your whole life. You know what I'm talking about?
Like the stress that you feel, you think you'll feel that forever.
Yeah.
It just goes completely away.
But then there's worse stresses
Yeah.
down the line. Anyways,
true.
babe, great. You're good at remembering your dreams and nightmares.
Well, then with fever dreams, I've never really had a fever dream that I remember, but my sister, right after my grandma died, my sister had like a crazy fever, like 102 or 4 or something. And she was like supposed to go to the hospital, but she like went to bed. And my grandma used to always wear this like purple fuzzy robe. And my sister like remembers like looking at the door and my grandma was standing there and she was like, you're going to be okay. Or she said like something reassuring to her and then walked out the door and my sister started crying. And then she
cried in real life or she cried?
I think
in her
both.
dream?
I think she like woke up crying, but it was so realistic that she like felt like it was my grandma was like standing there.
That's insanity.
I know. Maybe she was dying though and saw my grandma and then came back, you know?
Damn, your grandma like helped bring her back.
Maybe, I don't know.
She's like, you're not ready.
It's wild.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, what else we got here?
So scientists don't know why people dream or where they come from, which is really crazy actually to think that we've been doing this forever. Dogs dream, like animals dream.
Yeah, how cute when you see your pets dreaming
so
and like twitching.
Yeah.
And like crying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sparty like runs a lot. Kiwi, I feel like cries a lot.
Sometimes we'll have to, especially Brout will, we call Sprout Brout, by the way. Especially Brouty, I feel like she'll be like crying a lot and you have to like wake
she's
her
like
up.
jerking all around and you just like
And
feel
it's like,
bad.
you having a nightmare, buddy?
I know.
Yeah. Like, what is a dog's nightmare though, you know?
So scientists don't know why people dream or where they come from, but if that we leave, that's her nightmare.
That we leave or that she like didn't get to play.
Yeah. The ball went over the fence.
Yeah, there's no more balls.
The theory is that dreaming helps you consolidate and analyze memories like skills and habits and likely serves as a rehearsal for various situations and challenges that one faces during the day.
Nice, babe.
It's emotional processing, which is interesting that the body like needs more time to process without you there. It's almost like, I got this. You go to sleep. I'm going to figure this out. And then you'll be good when you wake up.
It's like your, it's like OS like updates when you're not like, when you're not operating different devices. They need like time to like do their own like advancing and
filing.
Whatnot. Yeah. Consolidating, exactly. Consolidating and analyzing. That's cool. I mean, to the point of the work dreams, it's like you wake up and if you remember them, there is value to that where it's like, okay, I can't forget X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean? It's like, I felt the emotions of being unprepared and how bad I felt. So I won't do that. You know what I mean?
Pixar, make a dream movie.
They have the dead soul. They're dead.
Soul is just dead.
And so is, I guess it's not, is Coco Pixar or is that just Disney? That might be Pixar.
I don't know, but
whatever.
That's also dead.
That's just dead. Yeah, Disney, do dreams. No, there's gotta be dreams. Oh, this is gonna kill me. Not Pixar, like an animated movie. There's gotta be dreams. Whatever. We'll talk about it later.
That'd be a good one, though.
That'd be great. Elemental. Did you mention that?
Yeah, well, I said Elemental. I know.
Talk about a tearjerker. If you haven't, that one, this is a side note. This isn't about dreams, but that one slipped under the radar, in my opinion. It's like, has like mild, like, no, it's all about like discrimination, but they're fire and water. It's so cute.
Do they fall in love or are they friends?
Don't give it away. They fall in love. You see it coming from a mile away. This is barely a spoiler.
And their babies are steam, right?
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember. The funny thing, last thing, when it comes to like rom-coms or just like romances, you know it's going to happen at the end, but if it's written well, you want it to happen. Mm-hmm. You want it to, and you get sad if it doesn't happen or if they don't kiss. So, food for thought. Okay, so
why do we forget? I have so many typos on this sheet.
Why do we forgot? You were cruising through them.
Why do we forget? A combo of brain chemistry changes during REM sleep.
Sure.
The way our brains encode memories and the nature of dream content. So that's why we can like have these dreams but wake up and not remember anything, or you can't remember anything. The low levels of the neurotransmitter
norepinephrine.
Oof, yes. Get it. During REM sleep, coupled with the fact that the hippocampus activity is reduced, can hinder dream recall. Also, dream memories are often stored in short-term memory, which is more fragile and prone to fading.
Wow. Okay. It's funny. It's interesting that like they don't really exactly know what dreams are, but they like nailed the reason why we forget them.
Literally.
That's really interesting. I never, let me read through that one more time. Combo brain chemistry change. Okay. When the chemistry changes, things get weird. Check. Brains encode memories and nature of dream content. Sometimes it's just like there's corrupted data or something. The low levels of neurotransmitter norepinephrine during REM sleep. I don't know how that correlates, but there you have it, viewers. Coupled with the fact hippocampus activity is reduced.
I think his neurotransmitter like sends it to other places to like.
And just because we're kind of in our regenerative phase of the day, it's not as active in the body. Mm-hmm. I could see that.
But the cool thing is that with REM sleep, not only do you have the rapid eye movement, but we saw that it also shuts down your brain motor activity. Or not brain motor, your body motor activity. So that's why you're not usually, unless you're someone who gets up, your body is literally paralyzed.
Yeah. So
you just dream in your head, which is wild. I guess dogs don't necessarily have that as much because they twitch a bunch.
Or, I mean, yeah, like I guess there's the sleepwalking, but we should have looked that up. Are you technically in REM sleep when you're sleepwalking?
No,
probably not.
You're not in a really deep sleep. And
you're
it's
like
from usually it's from like either passed down in your family, which is crazy, or it was saying like if you're really stressed out, if you're not sleeping well, then all of these things could lead to you like getting up and actually. So there's this story of this guy in the 80s, 60s, I don't know, way back. He got up and sleepwalking into his car, drove to his in-law's house, and shot and killed his mother-in-law. Shot both the mother-in-law and father-in-law, but the father-in-law lived. And then he ended up pleading innocent because he was sleeping and got away with it. And he's one of the only, because of that case, now people have said like, oh, I was sleepwalking, but like pretty much no one else has gotten away with it other than him.
I feel like I saw that in my feed, strangely enough, recently. You know, the guy that does all the animated stuff. Did you read how they like kind of supported his claim? Like, were they able to analyze brain activity?
Well, so he literally woke up, like came to in his car covered in blood, didn't know why, went right to the police station and said like, I think I did something. I don't know what I did. So I think because he like turned himself in and like they could prove that he...
That's scary.
That's so scary.
I mean, he must have had like either didn't like them actually like overtly, everyone knew, or he had like suppressed animosity towards them, because you wouldn't just do that on a whim. You know what I mean? I feel like unless you have some type of like personality disorders, you don't become a different person when you're sleepwalking. Yeah. Right?
Well, and then one of my closest friends, Shelby, has full-on conversations in her sleep.
My dad talks sometimes when he sleeps too.
Well, your dad also kicks. And
he's
like,
a kicker, yeah.
Your dad's like very
thrashes.
Active. Yeah. But he's like, I kind of get that. Look, Shelby too, honestly. She lives in New York City. I feel like that's like just so much is happening. You're so stimulated all the time that when she goes to bed, she's just still talking about it.
She's still going. The motor's still running.
He's a surgeon, so like he's like constantly on the move. He's constantly like getting shit done. So then when he goes to bed, he's like, I got more stuff to process.
He's like, I'm still thinking. Let's do this.
Yeah.
He's running. Crazy. That's why he's kicking, because he's like running to the next like case or whatever.
Actually, my other friend, same friend group, Megan, she was really drunk though, but when we were on a girls' trip, was she sleeping? I'm pretty sure she like walked into our room when we were sleeping, and she was just like standing at the end of the bed, like staring at us in her sleep.
Yikes. Were you
freaked? We were like, Meg. And then we were scared because she thought our bed was the toilet or something.
Oh no, but that was drunk. That's like
such a bad memory. I'll get the full story for the next time. But I think she like came in, sat on the bed. We were really scared she was going to pee, and she was drunk. So we like couldn't like wake her out of her stupor almost. And then I had to like walk her to the bathroom.
Yeah, that's like hybrid, because that's just like drunk, because I've done like stupid drunk things like that.
Yeah.
Where it's like, is that sleepwalking, or you just...
That's true. You did that too.
But it's post falling asleep. So there might be something to be said about like this weird like drunk induced sleepwalk.
Yeah, true.
Because like there's disorientation, and it's something you wouldn't have had if you were still awake, even though you're still drunk, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. No need to get into detail about those things for me, but
you peed on the side of the bed.
Yeah, like peeing in the wrong places. This is in my past, but yeah, to my point, it's like even if you're drunk, like you know where it is, but then all of a sudden you fall asleep and get back up. That's, that was friends of mine did that in college where, you know what I mean? So that's kind of an interesting.
That's interesting.
It's an interesting thing to think about. Anyways,
this
is great.
So now we're going to play a game. I'm going to name the most common dreams and what they mean. And then Slex has to tell me what he thinks that would mean in real life.
Whoa. Okay. I like this.
Okay. First, falling. Everyone's had a falling dream.
Yeah. I think falling, I saw that. I think falling is like when you feel like you're not in control and you feel like helplessness.
Ooh. Yeah. Lack of like insecurity or lack of control in your waking life.
I'm Sigmund Freud, y'all. Let's go.
All right, being chased.
I think it's like lack of control and no. Being chased. I think that's another. It's like not quite the thing. I think that's some type of issue you're trying to avoid. So it's manifesting as like an antagonist that's chasing you.
That's cool. That's not what this says, though. Feelings of fear, anxiety, or a sense of being overwhelmed.
Okay. Cool.
I like yours.
Thank you.
Being naked in public.
Being naked in public. I mean, like the first emotion you feel is embarrassment. So what does that mean? I think is it like a lack of confidence in certain parts of your life? So that's kind of symbolizing your, I guess your lack of confidence.
Feeling vulnerable, exposed, or fear of judgment.
It's kind of close.
And then death, dying in dreams. What does that mean?
I feel like they can mean multiple things, but I think on a basic level, it's just like your actual fear of death could just be like you're experiencing yourself dying in your dream because you're afraid of dying. Also, maybe fear of you're dying in your dream. Yeah, let's just go with that. Keep it simple.
So more so like symbolizes endings, transformations, or letting go of old patterns or beliefs.
So it could be a good thing.
So like dying is like
rebirth.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I like that.
Cool ideas though. I like where your
I
mind
tried
was
being
at.
I was using some big words too. Manifests. Yeah. Hello.
Oof.
Tip my hat to myself.
Tipping your hat. Okay, so we have gotten to our favorite game already.
How well do you know your partner? Or as we like to call it, HWDYKYP.
We have to remember it.
We always forget it when we look down at our cards. Can we rehearse? We say, how well do you know your partner? Or as we like to call it, HWDYKY. We can never get it.
I always want to put the K early.
HWDYKYP.
Mm-hmm.
Can we can we say that word for word moving forward?
Yeah.
All of it. How well do you know your partner? Or as we like to call it, HWDYKYP. Woo!
So these are like a little out there, but whatever. This is what I had today. Okay. So we are going to ask a question. We will both write down the answer and then we'll see if we thought the same thing. So first we have, what is Slex's biggest dream in life? So obviously this isn't like necessarily sleeping dream, but more so like a daydream, like
aspiration.
I
like how she did that little pivot there. That's fun.
Pivot.
Hold on. Sorry, one sec.
I think I know it. If he's going on this route, I know it.
Sorry.
He has lots of dreams. Big dreams, this guy. Big dreamer. Okay. Paragraph.
Sorry.
3,
All right, ready? 2, 1.
Have a successful and fulfilling music career. Yeah, I said make all money from music ventures. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But the key to mine is for it to be fulfilling too.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been, I have many dreams, and part of them are also in my personal life. But I think one of the overarching aspirations I've had for as long as I can remember is to like really quote unquote make it in like a fulfilling way. That's it.
Well, you don't need to dream about your perfect woman because here I am.
Yeah, exactly. Some of my dreams already came true.
Aw. Okay, next. What would Elyse prefer to dream about? If I could pick my dreams at night.
Ooh, that's
what
cute.
Would my dreams
that's a cute
be?
one. Trying to chase all your animals.
No.
Definitely not that. Oh, wow. Dang. I thought I knew, but now I'm like.
I feel like if anybody could pick whatever they were dreaming about, I mean, I guess there's some like boring people that wouldn't pick this, but I think like overall, this is probably what most people would pick. I might be wrong, but.
All right.
3, 2, 1.
Flying through cool places.
Yeah, fantasy, mermaids, dragons, flying, and fiction.
Cool. Just like fiction,
I live
like
in that
tales.
World. Yeah. All the books that I read, I just finished the Throne of Glass series. Freaking epic. Like, definitely read it. It was like, honestly, I think better than ACOTAR, and it's right up there with Fourth Wing. I think it might be better than Fourth Wing too. It was Sarah J. Maas's first series before ACOTAR, or A Court of Thorns and Roses. A lot of similarities to it, but less sex, which honestly, I think ACOTAR, towards the end, it's like, let's just get to the story, okay? Like, at first, it's really hot, and then it's like, let's move on. Anyways, this is all about like a war. It's really, really good. And I would love to like live in that world in my dreams. I think that would be really cool. Or something parallel.
I believe it. So I was close. Part of it.
Yeah.
Flying.
Mm-hmm. Okay, next. How many hours a day added up does Slex daydream? So let's say he works for 6 hours a day. Okay, let's say 6 hours. How many of those hours are spent daydreaming?
I don't even know this. Is it kind of just we both throw out a number and... I know. Let's do it.
All right.
I think this is a conservative number.
3, 2, 1. 4.5.
4.5 of 6. I hope my employers aren't watching.
Yeah, I think you're in there thinking of a lot of things all the time. He's like not ADD, but he might be like we all are, right? Like Instagram, TikTok, like I hear those going on, then they're off. Then he's on Spotify looking for like songs. Then he's back to working. Then he's like working for a little bit, and then he's like, oh, I need to like check my email for like this thing. So it's just, I think overall it's probably...
I multitask. I'm fully engaged in everything I do.
We're going to have one about multitasking for sure, because it's not real.
Yeah, I'll do things too. This is even when I'm like reading or something, I'll be doing something, and while I'm doing it, thinking about something else. So as a result, you're not focused at all.
Yeah.
It's kind of destructive because like you're not totally focused on the thought and you're not focused on the act. It's kind of hard. It's really, it's really not productive. All right, last one.
Last one.
For Elyse, what recurring thought does Elyse have throughout most days? So like kind of a daydream.
Daydream, or yeah, just like
we're just kind of tying in. Yeah. Okay.
This is probably most people's.
Okay, ready?
3, 2, 1. What I'm going to eat.
Oh, yeah. I feel like a lot of times you're like kind of thinking about like what the thoughts about like where you're going, how you fit into the universe and stuff. I feel like regularly you have thoughts like that.
I was going to put like gratitude and yeah.
I like your
thing.
That's definitely
but
it.
like food mostly.
I do think
Always.
I think about what I'm going to eat next while I'm eating.
Oh yeah. 100%.
Like 100%.
We eat really well. We like cook very well, so we eat very well. So everything tastes good, so we eat a lot.
Yeah, just slam food.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
that's it for us, you guys. I hope you learned a little bit about dreams. We would love to hear about your dreams, so please share. That'd be really fun, actually. Let's get a conversation going.
Comment below your craziest dream, please. This would be amazing. And maybe it'll jog my memory about a crazy dream.
Yeah, hopefully.
Thanks for tuning in, y'all. This has been the episode about dreams, and we'll see you next time.
See you soon. Bye.
Peace.